It's one of the more spectacular bluff lines in all of the Ozarks, home Valley Bluff, and this rock formation is known as T-Table Rocks, and it's where we begin this week's show. And then we'll take you to the cradle of Arkansas history at Arkansas Post in the southeast part of the state near Gillette. And we'll conclude with all the trumpeter swans and snow geese at Holla National Wildlife Refuge south of Russellville. So now let's go and explore all the sights around home Valley Bluff. Home Valley Bluff is located in the Ozark National Forest near the town of Nail off Highway 16. Since some of the bluff is privately owned, access to it in the past has been limited. That is, until recently. Owner Ed French, with his trusty dog Fancy and longtime friend and fellow explorer Vic Trolio of Mississippi, guided us along this incredible bluff line. I've got to do this. Can't resist. Piccola! Originally from Ohio, Ed explained to us how he eventually wound up in the Ozarks and to this bluff.
Well, I had a good friend that I was working with in Indonesia, and he had bought some property up here in the Ozarks. And I'd gone to school at University of Tennessee, so I was always thinking I'd end up in the Smoky Mountains. But he invited me to come up here, and I fell in love with the place. I saw lots of similarities with the Smoky Mountains. The benefit of being here instead of the Smokies is you just don't have the big crowds of people. It's more isolated, and so they were just forming the Buffalo National River at the time, back in 1972, and I decided I wanted to find some property along the Buffalo River.
Although Ed does own a good portion of this bluff, he still believes in sharing this unique area with others.
No, I think it would be very selfish if I were to say, look, I'm the only one that can enjoy this wonderful place. And all I ask is that people just email me if they would. They can go to my website, ozarksbluffdwellers.com. I have an email on there. And then they can contact me and say, look, we'd like to come down and hike Home Bluff. And I would be very happy to give them the approval to do that. All I ask is take out the garbage when you leave.
There you go. As far as bluff lines go, it's been said that this one may be the most spectacular in all of the Ozarks.
Well, that's what Tim Urs, our most famous photographer here in Newton County, says. And he should know because he gets out and he photographs every place. And it is a very special bluff. It's carved out of what they call the Atoka sandstone, and it's the most resistant rock layer that runs around the ridges here, and that's what you see all along here. And it's got some special features such as T-Table Rock, but there's a lot of waterfalls and Indian shelters here. And there's one Indian shelter that even has a Latin inscription in it, and of course we don't know who put it there.
Remains a mystery.
It remains a mystery, and no one has taken credit for it. Some people think the Spaniards wandered up this far, but I don't think so. I think somebody actually went to school and learned a little Latin and carved it out.
Vic Trolio, who as we mentioned lives in Mississippi, finds himself spending a lot of time here.
We came back in the 70s during the dog patch days, and I thought it was beautiful up here. And when I retired 5 years ago, I just traveled a lot, and we found this to be just a wonderful area. There's almost endless opportunities, the kayaking, the hiking, the four-wheeling, just wonderful.
And you, of course, participate in all of that.
All of it, and just have several boats and four-wheelers and motorcycles. That's world-class motorcycling. And we meet a lot of editors from the magazines, come through here, and the car people come, all the different clubs, the Miata Club, the Porsche Club comes every year. There's just quite a crowd comes through Jasper. And it's just a beautiful area, and there's just almost unlimited hiking. The Buffalo River's world-class, absolutely world-class, beautiful in every way. And we just love it here. And we try to stay up here as much as we can. I can go back and, we travel a lot.
So what's your favorite time of the year up here?
This is a wonderful time for hiking because we don't have the bugs and the ticks, and it's beautiful. And you can see so much more with the leaves off.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the fall and the colors. We have beautiful colors this year. The snow is wonderful because you can see so much better. So I just like it all. In the summer, the swimming's wonderful in the Buffalo, and their surrounding lakes. It's very nice. It's comparatively, it's just so much less traffic and so many less people than over in the Smokies. It's very reasonably priced. It's just a wonderful place.
And that it is. There are several tall waterfalls all along the bluff line that you can explore and enjoy. Another unique aspect of Home Valley Bluff, according to Ed, is that it acts as a mini continental divide. All the streams south of the bluff flow south, and the streams north of the bluff flow north. It's estimated by archaeologists that Ozark bluff dwellers lived in this area some 10 to 12,000 years ago. With Ed also being a geologist, he was able to point out to us a few things about some of the rock formations. Ed, tell us what's going on here, or and what went on here, I should say.
Well, I think this is a rather unique geologic thing that we're looking at here. I think this is a fault that comes down through here, and because of the heat and friction of the fault, you see some different colorations here. It's bringing out the minerals, iron and so forth. And then you have a soft sandstone over here that's been weathered into a honeycomb type pattern. And the whole thing has kind of slumped down, allowing for a small cave up here. And in that cave, the buzzards come and make their nests, and you'll see in the summertime a lot of bones and things down here at the bottom of this cliff area here.
So log on to ozarkbluffdwellers.com to gain access and explore for yourself all of what the original bluff dwellers experienced thousands of years ago along Home Valley Bluff. It's the cradle of Arkansas's history, Arkansas Post. In 1682, this territory was claimed for France, but it wasn't until 1686 when André de Tonty settled the first Arkansas Post. A cross like that one was one of the first structures here. This area is chock full of history and nature, so let's see what it's all about. There are many facets to Arkansas Post and why it became a national site in 1964. Besides being the first European settlement in the lower Mississippi River Valley, Arkansas Post was the only community in the state at the time of the Louisiana Purchase and was designated the first capital of the new Arkansas Territory in 1819. It was also the site of one of the last engagements of the Revolutionary War in 1783 and the 1863 Battle of Arkansas Post during the Civil War.
The U.S. Congress established Arkansas Post National Memorial to commemorate it as being the very first European settlement of the lower Mississippi Valley. The French first established a fur trading post here to trade with the Quapaw Indians.
And I mean, this area is just chock full of history. There's the Revolutionary War, Civil War, and this, of course, the Arkansas's first territorial capital.
Mm-hmm. The French trading post here in 1686 is just only the tip of the iceberg. There's over 300 years of history here. Exactly like you said, Revolutionary War history, Civil War history, and let's not forget the territorial period. This was the very first capital of the Arkansas Territory before it was moved to Little Rock.
Now this area here, there were the remnants, of course, we have the replica of a Civil War cannon, but there were rifle pits all along here.
Exactly, we're actually standing in the last line of defense of the Confederate forces. There was about 5,000 troops that were standing right here, and they were defending their very last line of when the Union troops were approaching this way. Now 30,000 troops, Union troops, to the 5,000 Confederate forces. It's a little difficult at that time.
This cannon, of course, it was probably not just one here, but probably many like it.
They had several guns of the type and other different ones lined up and down the rifle pits here and the Confederate trenches, and of course at Fort Heiman they had several guns there also.
The Battle of Arkansas Post centered around Fort Heiman, which was then along the shores of the Arkansas River. The 5,000 Confederates in the fort proved to be no match against the 30,000 Union infantry supported by a fleet of gunboats. An intense naval attack put the fort out of commission.
Right behind us here, Fort Heiman was located. It was an earthworks that was constructed mainly by contract labor and slave labor. And it was an earthworks, but When the gunboats arrived here, the federal gunboats, they completely bombarded the fort and destroyed it.
And that fort was, of course, here protecting all the traffic that going up towards Little Rock, I imagine.
Exactly. This was a really great place to be. Fort Hyman was on a bluff overlooking the Arkansas River about 25 feet high. And you could see upriver about a mile, and you could see downriver about a mile. So it was strategically very important because you can do that and you can defend the line going towards Little Rock.
After the Civil War, Arkansas Post never really recovered from the shelling, and also declining river traffic and railroads undermined its importance as a port. Erosion claimed parts of the town, and when the Arkansas River changed course in the early 1900s, Fort Hyman gave way to the waters forever. Along with all the history, natural history abounds here as well. There are 2.5 miles of nature trails, with Post Bayou being a part of the entire wildlife sanctuary here. Along the Post Bayou Nature Trail, you can get a good view of an eagle's nest, as well as migratory waterfowl in the fall and winter months. There's even an alligator here somewhere, so they tell us. Yes, Arkansas Post remains a place of great beauty and great history. Explore it for yourself in southeast Arkansas. In an earlier episode, we showed you all the trumpeter swans that migrate to Magnus Lake near Heber Springs every year. Well, now folks in West Arkansas can enjoy these magnificent birds here at Holla Bend National Wildlife Refuge south of Russellville. Bringing the trumpeter swans down from Iowa to their new winter home here at Holla Bend, south of Russellville, was a multi-agency effort.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, and the Trumpeter Swan Society, it all got together. They needed a place for the swans to migrate. They had been extirpated to the point where they didn't have, when they started reintroducing the swans back to their nesting grounds and stuff, they didn't have the older population to show the swans where to migrate. And Arkansas was traditionally one of their wintering areas along the Mississippi Flyway. So it was decided to try an experiment with reverse imprinting to bring the swans to their wintering ground because they already know where their nesting ground is at. So it's kind of an experiment, so they're just giving it a try. This is going to be the first year, I think, in a 3-year experiment of seeing if the swans will return back to their nesting ground, and which they probably will. What they're hoping is that they'll come back here next winter.
Now that's the question as to...
That's the question, will they return?
Yeah. But you think in all probability that they will?
We don't know. It's an experiment. It's an experiment that they're trying, but this is the first go around, so we'll wait and see next winter.
Mm-hmm. Now they may not, of course, Magnus Lake there near Heber Springs, there's quite a population of them that return every year, so I don't know, maybe if they don't return here, they may join up with those other birds over there.
They might. I don't know, these guys though, they turned them loose right here in this pond, and you know, they've not strayed anywhere. They seem to be happy right here. They've got protection, food, water, so when the other geese and ducks begin to migrate, they'll probably go back to their nesting ground, and hopefully next winter they'll return here and have Holla Bend as a winter home.
Now, are you providing them some supplemental feeding in addition to what they find in the wild, or?
Just for a couple of days to get them, make them happy, make them stay here for a couple of days. But too, they've been for a couple of days without food, you know, on their travel down here from Iowa. So that was just to help them get started. But they've not had any supplemental feeding now for 3 or 4 days. So they're here on their own.
Well, there's plenty of food out there for them out there.
Yes, they feed a lot on the water vegetation, the roots from the water plants. So they're finding plenty to eat.
Well, maybe they'll be coming back year after year and bringing some of their friends with them.
We hope so. These are young birds that were captive raised birds, but they were actually raised by wild birds. Some of the local farmers up there in that area actually raised these young birds using wild swans, so I think they survive better than just the totally captive raised birds. So they're doing real well here, and it's looking good that they'll be back next winter.
Of course, along with the trumpeter swans now, there are plenty of other migratory waterfowl to be viewed, photographed, and enjoyed on this 7,000-plus acre refuge. The primary goal of the habitat management programs at Holla Bend is to provide feeding and resting areas for all the wintering migratory waterfowl. And when you consider all the millions of ducks and geese that use the Mississippi and Central flyways each year, that means it's not uncommon for this refuge to host up to 100,000 ducks and geese at once. This particular day during our visit, we also encountered literally thousands of snow geese that filled the skies and swooped down onto the fields to feed. A sight like this is something to behold, and fairly common during the winter months. When you consider Holla Bend's attraction to migratory songbirds as well, then the total number of species of birds that have been documented and occur on the refuge annually reaches 235. Come and explore Holla Bend National Wildlife Refuge for yourself and take in all of nature's entertainment. So grab your camera and pay a visit to Holla Bend National Wildlife Refuge near Russellville and enjoy for yourself all the trumpeter swans here. Or check out all the history and nature at the cradle of Arkansas history, Arkansas Post. Or take that hike into Valley Bluff in the Ozarks National Forest and explore the T-Table Rocks area. And for more on these and other destinations, and to view our maps or to order a copy of an episode, visit our website, aetn.org/exploringarkansas. And we'll see you again the next time for another exciting adventure on Exploring Arkansas.